Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. So today's going to be kind of a special episode just because it's about -7 degrees out here in Chicago. It's colder than Alaska actually, which kind of freaking sucks, but that leads me to talk about a few things. So what we're gonna do in today's episode is really just gonna be an update video. I don't want to stand out here for too long and get frostbitten, but I do want to talk about what we're gonna be doing with the builds and where we're at just so far. So as of right now, this is the 94 black Toyota MR2, the OEM Plus build. As you could see, it really hasn't gone anywhere. The thing is with this build is we have a lot of things to do to it. Like I really want to start the body first. So that's going to be the first thing I do when we get to this build. So it's going to be shortly after we finish George's car. So that's going to be the next build on the channel, taking the spot of where George's car is. So then I can simultaneously go back and forth between the green MR2 V6 and then the black OEM Plus build. I have so many cool things for this build, guys. So I really want you guys to stay tuned and make sure you guys stay close to it. Put on your post notifications for this guy because this one's gonna be really kick-ass. It's gonna be that little flair that everybody really wants in a OEM build like this, just because these cars look really good once you put like a side skirts and you drop it a little bit. So I'm gonna give this one some love, and I'm gonna put a little Nasty Addiction flair to it. You guys are gonna really like it. So let's just jump into the garage and talk about where we're at with George's car, and then we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do with the green MR2. So let's go. All right, guys. So we're jumping into the garage. Let me turn off our torpedo heater really quick. All right, let me turn on some lights and we'll get to talking right now. So let's go. All right, everybody, we are back inside from Alaska. You can see my window starting to freeze. It's how cold out here. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about George's build. So we are almost done. If you guys can see, this engine bay is actually coming out pretty good. Everything is pretty much in place. We got new hardware, as you guys can, I don't know if you guys can tell down there, but we got some new hardware pretty much all over the place in George's build. The bay came out really nice. If you guys check out the last video, the last video I start taking it apart. This upcoming video you guys will see, or this past video, when you guys see this, the videos will be already out. So just go to my videos and check it out. But the engine bay was horrible. Like that engine bay, George, no offense, but that engine bay was dirty, it was oily, it was bad. But we got it clean. It looks really good. I love the way it looks now. I would be pretty stoked if this was my car, and the before and after was just pretty much phenomenal. So we still have to put in the clutch master. We'll move up front and we'll talk about the front end. So let's go. So moving on to the front end, we're going to go ahead and remove the master brake. We're going to upgrade that to the 4Runner master brake, just because this one's already leaking. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit. Yeah, it's got some leaks and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to replace that one. We got to replace the fluid anyway, so we still got to do that. We're waiting for the master brake to come in. I did change the radiator. Guys, if you guys were to see, this is what came out of that. Look at this. So that is horrible. So that other radiator is kaput. I did put it in the box that the new one came in. Let me show you how bad it looked. Hold on. All right. So this is the old radiator. I just want you guys to see this one off here. How corroded it was. It was pretty nasty. You know what? This thing doesn't even want to come off. Okay, but check that out. It's pretty nasty. It looks pretty disgusting. I kept these fans just in case and the fan strut obviously because what I want to do is I'll show you guys in a minute. This radiator that we are using, I'm gonna kind of get down and dirty so you guys can see. The radiator we are using has a fan shroud as well. This fan shroud, for some reason I feel like this radiator is a little thicker than the old one. And this fan stroud's a little thicker too, but the only difference is in this one is 2 smaller fans. Let me get under this MR2 so I can show you what I mean. Let's see. So yeah, right here. So you guys can see it's 2 smaller fans. They do vent it on the top, and they vent it right down here. These are 2 smaller ones, 80 watt, 12 volt fans. I'm gonna see how this works, because if it doesn't work well and it doesn't cool properly, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and clean up those other fans and that other fan shroud and then just replace it, because I need this to cool appropriately. Ugh. Yeah, so I'm gonna need it to cool appropriately because George is using this as a daily from time to time, and I really want to make sure that this build is done correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean every aspect of this build. So guys, yeah, so this is kind of where we're at to this, but let's move on to that bad boy right over there, and we'll go talk about that. So let's go. All right, so we are at the 3S GTE build. Wait. Pause this. I just really wanted to give you guys a real testament of how cold it is inside this garage. What YouTuber do you see works on their cars when there's ice, like literal frost and ice on their with rims? Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, it is negative 11 degrees, and I'm in this garage, guys, talking about everything that's going on with the builds, just so I could keep you guys updated. I really wanted to show you guys how cold it is in Chicago. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I need a sponsor for a garage. That's what I need, because then I could put some heat in here and make it worth it, you know? But this here is just, gosh, look at how cold it is. But let's move back to the build and let's go. All right, we are moving back to the 3S GTE. Guys, look at how cold it is. This is ridiculous. Like, holy hell, this is frozen. This is literally frozen. So, talking about the 3S GTE build for George, we're practically almost done. I wanted to show you guys the bay. We're almost there. What we're waiting on is the E51 transmission. We got Ty at TCS Motorsports putting that together for us. We're really excited because I've never really used that transmission or even put it together. So this is going to be something that I can say I can put under the Nasty Addiction Garage belt, installing the E51 transmissions, because those are going to be, you know, probably the next best thing, instead of the E153s, just because they're scarcities and how much they cost nowadays. But so hopefully that's going to be something that will be relatively easy. I don't expect it to be super easy, but I'm hoping that it is, just so then we can get this motor in the car and running well. But as you guys can see, we got a lot of new hardware all over the place inside George's bay. If you guys are watching this now, that means the other videos are already out. But check out how I cleaned this bay. This bay was really, really dirty, and it came out phenomenal, guys. As you guys can see in this frame right now, it looks super, super good. But it does have a little bit of dull spots, so I feel like I'm gonna have to go over it again with these Chemical Guys stuff. This stuff works really well, guys, but it's starting to freeze, so I think I might have to take it. Oh, it is frozen. So I might have to take it inside. But that works really well, and as you guys can see, it did a phenomenal job for the actual engine bay. So guys, talking a little bit more about the motor, we have a couple things left to install. It's going to be basically the pedals. It's going to be the brake pedals and the clutch pedals. We got a really kick-ass short shifting setup coming from Superclass. It's going to be phenomenal on this car. I love Superclass's stuff. They do really good work, and it's going to be great. It's going to be perfect for this build. We did change out, let me see if you guys can see. We did change out the gauge cluster. All we did was add the carbon fiber. I don't know if you guys can really tell. The carbon fiber surrounding bezel, basically to cover up the automatic part, because this was an automatic car. We are transforming it to manual, and we are having a good time doing it. So it's so far so good, guys. It's going to become a great car. So we did install these door stabilizers as well. As you guys can see, these are the TRD ones. They have that little shift plate. These are really cool. I really love these things because, I mean, you know, even if they don't stabilize the car or the door or whatever it claims that it's supposed to do, I think it's supposed to stabilize the door so then the door doesn't move and becomes a little bit more rigid for the body. But that's just what I think it does from what I've read. But I would just buy it for this reason. Check it out. Look at this. Look at how nice it sounds when it closes. Oh, it sounds so good. Look at that. And it's such a smooth and like even feel. But this is the part that I like. Oh, that was just phenomenal. That sound is just great. So I think I'm going to invest in buying 2 pairs of these for the green car and then the black OEM Plus, because they're both going to be a car that I'm going to want the best feel for, you know, because these doors are going to be carbon fiber, so I think it's going to be even better for that reason too, to keep the rigidity on that, so that would help. But like I said, we're almost done here. We have all the intercooler stuff right over there. We're almost done with the build, guys, so we're just waiting on a couple things. So we're going to turn the camera now to the green MR2. It looks like it belongs in a junkyard, guys. This thing looks like it's been sitting in a barn. Some tuner guy never finished it, left the wheels off, and it's just sitting on cement, which is not, I did put the subframe on. So I don't know if you guys remember in the last couple videos I made about the green V6, I did put the subframe on. I am missing a bolt. So the bolt that I need, it's 4 back here. So what I'm gonna do is, I haven't ordered it yet, but it's going to be a titanium bolt. I'm going to order it, and it should come in within a couple weeks. I think it's coming from Australia, so it's going to be a while. I'm going to order that, though, just so that I can put the wheels on this car, or at least put the back spindles, put the wheels, so then I can move the car around a little bit better. But I did get these dollies that are helping tremendously. Okay, so back to this stuff. It needs to be all cohesive, and obviously it's not. So I'm definitely going to send the car out. I'm still debating on where to send it out to. I wish Alan Bryson at ABC Carbon would fly over here to the United States from the UK and come and carbon everything, but we can't have that. So I'm going to have to find a company or a company somewhere in the United States that can do it. So as far as this build goes, we're still working at it, but I do want to get this one out of the way so then we can start humping on this one, because this one has a lot of stuff to do. We have a lot of stuff to do left. The interior is going to be next after we've already focused on the front end. The front end is coming together. It needs some adjustments, obviously, but so it's far from together, but we have all the Ultra Racing bars in place. We got all the ones down below. I got a couple that I haven't put on that are going to go in the back. I think it's going to be 4 of them that go into the back. We got the front strut bar. We got the rear strut bar that's still not on because obviously the motor's not in and things aren't ready to be put on. We still got to put on the side skirts. We still got to put on the vent. I still got to clean the vent. It's going to be a long time before, not a long time, but it's going to be a little bit before we start doing that part as far as the V6 goes, because we really want to focus on the interior as well. I want to go step by step. It was first the front end, then I want to move on to the interior, then I want to move on to the motor, then I want to move on to the exterior body, just because that's going to have to be the last part before we go forward and take the car or send the car out to go get carbon fiber. So guys, that's kind of where we're at with the green V6, and what we have to do so far to the V6 here is install the intake manifold. I did get in some pretty cool titanium bolts, so I got all the titanium bolts that I'm going to need to install this puppy. Let's go check it out. I really want to show you guys because this is going to be a phenomenal intake to put on. So check it out. It almost looks like an LS. Don't worry about how it looks right now. It's kind of dusty, but this thing is going to look phenomenal. This is a Supra intake manifold, or throttle body. Oh, my light went out because my battery's about to die, just so you guys know. But guys, we are doing so well here at Nasty Addiction Garage with these builds. We're moving along. Things are going well. I really wanted just to give you guys an update on where we're at with everything, just because we have quite a few different builds going on here at Nasty Addiction Garage. We have the 94 that's out there that's going to be touched real soon. We're finishing up George's car. We got a couple different things left to do. We got ball joints to do. We have RCAs to install. So we got a couple different things, but his car is almost done. Then we got to focus back on the V6 wide body. And I know you guys, if you guys have been keeping up with me on the social media, on my Instagram and Facebook, you guys see that there is a wide body coming out. So I really want to tell you guys now and give you guys a preemptive kind of look behind it. This wide body, if I can get at least 6 people to buy it and commit to it, I can get that run going. I do want to keep this run very short and minimal. I do want to keep the actual kit rare. So guys, that's going to be something to look forward to too on the channel. So guys, stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys check out NastyAddictionGarageLLC.com. I have some merch on there and you guys are going to love it. Those t-shirts feel great. Cool designs on there. There's a 2GR and there's a 3S GTE one. Go check it out, guys. Shirts are cheap. They make you feel good. And the shirt is just overall nice. I'm not going to lie to you. And I just want to let you guys know I did use the radiator cushions on George's new radiator. So guys, check those out. They fit perfectly and work great. So again, like, share, subscribe, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.